I am live, Maria.
I was waiting for Diana to be live.
Okay, so do
Can
you know
Diana
what?
actually see? This looks like two very different angles. Like this is one angle, and this is another angle.
Can you see us? You can look over there, and I'll look here. Okay, how's that, Maria?
That's the most
Hi, people
awkward
on
interaction
Instagram.
ever. I think I should be doing most of the talking, but I'll just stare at the camera.
Well, you could talk too.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you want to come around this way and stand behind the desk, Diana? Because I am pissed, and somebody needs to see. I don't know how you're going to
Why
do
don't
that.
you go
You could stand up there.
Yeah,
There you
get an
go.
aerial view. Hello. This is the top of our heads.
Diana's gonna get us on Instagram from standing on the stairs just because Mary's difficult. And I've had enough difficulty today. Is that good for you, Diana? Is that a good angle? Because you know why? The App Store rejected Fish Lake. And do you know why?
Actually, it's kind of messed up.
It is messed up. And they said, well, and they sent us this little boilerplate. It has pornography or violence and inappropriate for children. I'm like, what? Yeah, you know why? It has fishing. Fishing. They spear fish, and you know when you spear fish, it kills them. How about that? And it has deer hunting, and there's not like blood and guts and everything blowing out. Hi, James. I'm just saying, hi, Randy. I'm just saying how the App Store turned down our app, Fish Lake, because it had hunting and fishing in it. And they said that was too violent for children. So first they turned it down for 4+, right? And if you're watching this on Instagram, click on the link in the bio. As Rhonda says, damn the man. She might be talking about something different, but whatever. Damn the man. And don't let them tell you that you can't, hi James, that you can't have a game for kids that has hunting and fishing. Hi Dean. So yes.
And even I think things like usually your level of like whatever is way higher than mine, but even I think it's pretty lame.
Yeah. So
no blood, no
I mean,
guts,
okay.
no anything.
So maybe the Fish Lake where it's got like the fish flopping on the spear, maybe that's a little much for 4-year-olds, right? So then we resubmit it to the App Store for 9+, and they kicked it back right away and said, oh, this has pornography or violence in it. It's like, it's fishing and hunting. So it is nuts, Randy, you're right. So apparently at places like Spirit Lake and Turtle Mountain, you can go and take your kid out fishing and deer hunting, and that's okay. And when I was a kid, my grandfather took me hunting, hunting, but my grandfather took me fishing.
Cal asked to go fishing yesterday.
Oh my God, when you
kids. And he's 4, and yeah.
Yeah, when you kids were little, we went up to Oregon to, I think it was called the McKenzie River. And yeah, your sisters, Rhonda and Jen, were 3 and 4, and you were like 8, and you loved fishing. And Ron used to take the girls out hunting all the time. You know, they go.
I was like shooting things with a gun where there was blood.
Yeah, and then you would pluck feathers up and come back, and we would eat them, and it was great. And yes, but the App Store turned down Fish Lake and Spirit Lake, or not Spirit Lake, we didn't submit that yet, but the App Store turned down Fish Lake because they said having hunting and fishing in it was violent. And the thing is, it's a historical game. The whole point of these games is to teach you about history. And like Jose Gonzalez.
You know what? I wonder too, are there like some of these food games where it shows like a steak? Because isn't that just like dead flesh? Right? Like those little food games, like, you know, make a hamburger or whatever. And I bet that's like if you really want to go deep.
I mean, I'm offended that they're offended. Yeah, it's not like blood and guts. It's not like you shoot the deer and then its organs splurge out.
It doesn't even make a noise. It just goes thump.
Yeah, you shoot the deer, there's a thump, it falls over. When you've got shot enough deer, there. And in the games, it says, you know, you need to go and figure out how many deer you need to get through the winter and about how many deer it takes for, you know, to provide for one person over the winter. And then there's another part where it talks about how many buffalo you need. And
what about Oregon Trail? Oregon Trail. That like had hunting.
It did?
Yeah, you like shot buffalo. And you weren't supposed to shoot more than you could carry.
Well, apparently the App Store wouldn't let that in either. So the App Store, I don't know, we're going to fight with them about it because
for the death
of the fish. Because the history is what happened. And the whole point, like I was going to say.
It's not like we're going deep into like really heavy genocide or things like that, right? Because like, again, maybe there's some genocidal things that aren't 4-year-old appropriate, right? But like, I mean, like I said, I'm relatively sensitive on these things. And I'm like,
She's sensitive. Me, not so
I
sensitive.
don't know. I'm like, let's dial back the blood.
Yeah.
But actually, we have no blood in this one. There was a different one. I told you to dial back the blood.
Yeah, the Gophers.
Yeah.
But we're not changing the game, and that was the point. I don't know if you noticed that Maria's interrupted me twice when I tried to say this, but Jose Gonzalez always says, and he's absolutely right, that history isn't just names and dates, it's how people lived. And how people lived back in the day
If you
is...
don't want me interrupting, I'll just go off screen.
Get back here. Oh, she's offended too now. Yeah, they fished and they hunted, and actually, it is a pretty sanitized version, you know. I mean, the fish is kind of flopping around, but what do you think? I mean, the fish hopped out and said, yes, eat me. No, that's not how it went. So, yeah, this is bullshit. We are going to, I don't know what.
Take down Apple.
That's
Oh, wait,
right.
just kidding. That's not really going to happen.
But yeah, I will say
Just
this.
kidding, Apple. I have all your devices. Don't make my phone stop working.
I will say the Microsoft Store, they put our games in there for education.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can get Fish Lake at the Microsoft Store. Steam, they didn't have a problem with it. Steam is the biggest supplier of games for computers. So it's just the App Store. It says no hunting. So next time you think that people are a little crazy against guns, and I mean, I'm not one of those people who says everybody should have a machine gun or whatever, but for heaven's sakes. Yeah. So App Store, you're full of it.
People saying armbar.
Yeah, Diana's right. I'm gonna go down armbar.
You know what, though? That's the frustration. You can't even get a real person.
Right.
That's what's annoying too, though. Like, if you could get a person who could say, "Oh, you're right. This is kind of dumb," but like, you can't even get a person. That's part of my problem with these things.
Right. So first they turned it down for all ages. They said, okay, maybe a 4-year-old will be a little upset by the fish flopping on the spear or whatever. But like I said, it's not flopping on the spear. Its guts are coming out, and its guts screaming a little fish voice.
I don't even know what a fish scream would sound like, but
actually, that'd be kind of fun. See, Dennis and Maria never let me put this stuff in, and yeah.
So you mean the dead screaming
Yes.
fish? Yeah. First of all, because fish don't even scream, I would bet you. And secondly, yeah.
Yeah, Randy says, hopefully there's an appeal process. Well, you know what? So we wrote them back the first time and said, what is the exact problem with this? And they never wrote us back. So Dennis said, okay, fine. I could see maybe a 4-year-old would be upset by, the fish flopping on the spear or whatever. Oh, the deer is dead. Those people that say that the worst thing in their life was when they went to Bambi and Bambi's mom got killed or whatever. So we said, okay, fine. We'll up it for 9+. And then they turned it down again. So now we're writing them and saying, hey, but.
Well, and here the issue too becomes like some schools, if we said, oh, well, we'll just put it for whatever, they won't use it. So if the fractions are, what, like these kids, yeah.
Well, you know what? I was at one of the schools at Spur Lake one time, and it was probably 6th grade. And, there's deer hunting and Fish Lake. No, I asked the kids, how many of you have been deer hunting? And almost every boy in the class, and probably half the girls, raised their hand. So you're old enough to go deer hunting, but you're not old enough to see cartoon deer hunting. It just makes zero sense to me. So Apple, you suck. And yes, we are going to file an appeal. If you're watching on Instagram, anybody on Instagram have any good ideas up there, Diana? You can't see. Listen to me turn this. Diana's way up there.
Idea, people. We want real solutions. Like all these people are like, oh, Mark. No, that's not like a real solution. So if people have real solutions, that would be more helpful.
Yeah, because I would be all for armbarring somebody, but you have to find out who the person is. This is why people, I guess, don't provide their personal identifying information on the internet, because I have to find out where they are. And yeah, damn it.
And you would get arrested. So that would kind of like not.
They'd have to prove it was me. I was with you the whole time.
Yeah.
I was here.
Yeah, I would be your alibi, but I think if that comes up too many times, they won't believe me.
We'll pre-record this and then we'll just put it up as Instagram Live. And you could like hold up a phone to that camera and be like, no, she was not armbarring that Apple employee. She was doing it in Facebook Live the whole time.
Which now they're gonna like come after you for threatening Apple employees. I had no part of that. I was just here.
She just wants her iPhone.
I just want my iPhone to work.
Hey Grace, I hope you saw that video that Rhonda did with the saxophone. It made me think of you and your husband. So
that was totally unrelated.
Well,
to the
they
point
play
here.
saxophone, and that's Grace. So
Do they go fishing?
I know, Grace, do you fish? She has children. Her children played Fish Lake. Grace, was Maddox traumatized by playing Fish Lake when it had deer hunting and fishing in it?
Dan, are you really just seeing mostly the top of her head?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
The top of my head is lovely. Thank you very much. So anyway, that is our rant. Yes, I'm very angry.
There you go.
Yeah. And why is that large bear in my house? I really hate it.
See, it's unfortunate for you people. You should show up on Instagram the bear, Diana. Unfortunately for you people in Facebook, you can't see that there's a bear.
One day I came home and it was here. It was like only supposed to come over to spend the night. No, it was like first he was somewhere and then he showed up at her house and then one day she's like, and this bear came to spend the night. And he never left.
That's like how you shit my house. So Maria, 2 years ago, was moving and she says, oh, we've got to be moved out by the rest of today. Can I just move all these boxes in Julie's room and I'll come over the next couple of weeks and sort them out because Julie's way at
Oh,
college.
that's not a true story. Also,
No, that was
I said,
2
I'm keeping
years
them
ago.
in your closet. Those were my exact words. And then,
Forever.
And then Dennis said, oh, can you come move all the stuff in front of the parking? And I said, I moved that a year ago, which obviously goes to prove. And you were like, yeah, get all that stuff out front of the parking. And it had been gone for a year. So obviously, you have no credibility on that issue. Yeah, you weren't even there. So you're complaining that I had stuff somewhere you weren't even for the last year.
Okay, people at Facebook, if you go somewhere for like a
year?
vacation,
if you go somewhere for a year, do you expect no one to touch anything in the entire space that you will not be for a year?
Does that make your home a free storage unit for everyone you're related to? Huh? No.
If you're not there, does it matter?
Hey, Skylar. Skylar, aren't you supposed to be in class? Jim wanted trombones. So, see, Grace's son loved Fish Lake, and he was not traumatized. So there you go. And they're pretty yuppie. Oh, Skylar plays trombone. You are pretty yuppie, Grace. Admit it. So,
GROH390 says, is there a way to just post a disclaimer in the App Store?
I don't know.
No, because then people would like do that all the time and be like rated X, and they'd be like, disclaimer, this is related X.
Well, I guess that's what the category.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, it's like TV rank, TV ratings or movie ratings. Although we did have to put that disclaimer on the AR app, like, please, don't walk off a mountain while playing this game.
Right. When you're using the AR app, don't run into walls or something like that. Yeah, I just saw a video that at the beginning it says this video may contain language that will offend people, which they just kind of, I just wear a shirt that says that. So, Skylar, I'm going to be there. I think I'm going to come Wednesday. I'm going to call up Mr. Gonzalez and see about coming down to judo on Wednesday. So, anybody knows Sayaka Matsumoto, tell her thank you and loves and kisses for giving us judo gis. So, I was going to bring them there. See? Oh, there's no school today. Why not, Diana? Why is there no school today?
Maybe it's spring break?
On a signed day, but technically it used to be Sister Chavez Day.
What, is not anymore?
Well, schools got into the whole not really naming school, like, days that are religious. So before it used to be like,
but he's not
Rosh
religious.
Hashanah or whatever, but now they just call them unassigned days.
Oh, because I was like, what?
So Cesar Chavez can't
No,
be.
yeah, but anything, yeah.
They don't do
kind of cultural, sort of religious ties, they just call them unassigned days now.
So did you hear that? Cesar Chavez's birthday is now unassigned day, and so is Rosh Hashanah. Okay, because we don't want to offend anybody. Like by hunting. I am just annoyed by this. Tweet up in New York City. You know what? Oh, I'm going to do a blog about that today. So we were debating if we were going to do a tweet up in New York City. Estamos hablando hoy si nosotros vamos a juntar en New York City. Do you say New York City or la ciudad de Nueva York? Nueva York. Entonces, y María es su opinión que nadie mira a WrestleMania, que es latino. Nadie de los latinos les gusta en WrestleMania. Yo.
You know, the person who just asked you that question, I'm pretty sure doesn't speak any Spanish, so it's absolutely having
Jason, do you not speak Spanish? What's up? Anyway, we're debating on if we're going to have a meetup in English. And but it could be in Spanish too if you want. Si tú quieres. In New York City, and Maria's of the opinion.
Diana's going to do a poll, and then AnnMaria will stop trying to color people with her weighted questions, and we'll see what the people say.
Okay, Diana's going to do a Twitter poll. Is that what you're going to do, Diana? and see if we did a tweet up at WrestleMania, if people would come. So you can come hang out with me. We could drink beer. If you're a teacher, I will give you things. If you're not a teacher, I won't. But we can still drink beer. And yeah, so if you're interested in a tweet up at WrestleMania, let me know. Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, I would love to come to Trinidad, Jason. We're waiting to get some business there because I really want to come back to Trinidad and chill out in Tobago. I know that's what you're from. Hey, Eric, I got to call you today because we have plans. See, Eric
This is
like
now
his...
devolved into AnnMaria's shout out hour.
Hey,
Hey,
anybody
hey, Chris. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Jennifer.
You're
Hey,
just
Jennifer
jealous.
with 2 N's. Hey, Jennifer, who spells it with a G.
You're just
Hey,
jealous
Karen.
you have no friends.
It just is like the most random.
Does anybody like
You
Maria?
can shout out Lucas. He's been saying that Apple would probably be here today.
Hey, Lucas. Hey, Lucas with a C. Hey, Lucas with 2 U's.
See,
Hey, Lucas, he spells it backwards, but still pronounces it Lucas.
you know, I had somebody, I swear to God, in one of my classes, and his name on the class roster is What's Up, Azzy. That's not his real fucking name. I said, I'm sorry if you're from some culture where What's Up is a name, but I'm skeptical.
I was like, when I told my teacher that my name is Maria, but everybody calls me Francis. I had a college class with a friend of mine, and so I said, my name, you know, my name's whatever. And so I said, like, oh yeah, my name's Maria, but everybody calls me Francis. And then they looked at me because I think they have your full name on the roster, you know what I'm saying? And my friend's like, no, they do. And so the whole semester, this whole class, I went through it, and she called me Francis.
This is why, speaking of Francis, this is why they got rid of those holy days and other unsigned days. Because when Roddy went to John Adams, they got off of Rosh Hashanah, which we're not Jewish, of course, so she went to school. And so then the next week, she was home. And I said, why are you home from school? And she said, well, I thought if the Jewish kids got a day off, I should get a day off too. And so I told my teacher, and her teacher was Buddhist, right? So like she would not know. She told her teacher that it was St. Francis Day, and it was a very important Catholic holiday, so she had to take off. And Maria was home from college, and she said, who is St. Francis, the patron saint of big fat liars? So, yeah.
There we go.
That was before she started the sax. She started the saxophone right after that. Random, having to do with nothing. Because we started off being pissed off at Apple, but just in case you want to hear something nice, we're going to be doing an auction, not 7th Generation Games, but I guess me and the folks from Fight Chicks, because they own this company and they offered to do everything and throw in some of their gear. In my random closet of crap in my house, I found a bunch of shirts.
Oh.
And, yeah. Oh.
Wow, so I can't keep things in your random closet, but Rhonda can, huh?
No, I'm getting rid of hers. Can I auction off your shit too? So anyway, I said I found your T-shirts and things from the Olympics and other UFC thingies and WWE things or whatever. And some of them are autographed. How we autograph the rest of them, we auction them off and raise some money for the kids from Gompers. Because the new kids, the kids have been there for a while, they have team jackets, but the new kids would like some. And we'd also like to take them, there's going to be a judo con in Riverside in November. We'd like to take them for an overnight and get hotel rooms and have a team dinner and that. So, yeah, we'll be raising money for that. Well, if you're, Kevin Clark said he'd like to have some beers with me in New York City, but he's not going to be in New York City. So, yeah, Jason says they call those days personal choice days. Yeah, well, it was Rhonda's personal choice to lie about St. Francis Day and not go to class. Yeah, so I guess I'm in a better mood, but I'm still pissed off at Apple. So number one thing, yeah, you can go and get Fish Lake. If you're on Instagram, you can click on the link in my profile and you can get it from the Microsoft Store, Steam. You can get it from our website, but you cannot get it from those fuckers at Apple. Yeah, Fast Spring. All you need, having a good time, all you need now is Rhonda and her sax, yes. Oh, mira, Skyler está aprendiendo español, mira. Dice, parece que sé un poco de español y además no tengo que ir a la escuela de verano. Oh, Very good, Skylar. Mr. Sanchez would be proud. All right, so is there anything else?
Well, that's all on that note.
Yeah, is there anything you want to say? Yeah, we have bilingual games too. We were going to, here, our plan was to be promoting Aztec Meet the Maya this week because it was like super duper. We came out with like a super duper version upgrade, but we're going to hold off on that for a couple days while I rant at Apple and see if we can actually.
And let's see how that works. I'm sure this is going straight to the top.
That's right.
I'm sure Tim Apple himself will be watching this.
If Steve Jobs wasn't dead.
Just stop.
Stop right there. All right.
Remember,
So-
when you guys at Apple deactivate all the devices, it was just her.
All
Just
right.
her.
So we still have hunting and fishing in Fish Lake. Dennis says maybe we'll have to do it so when they kill the deer,
They just poof away because
poof
that's
away,
what really
'cause that's
happened.
what really happened. Yeah.
Glitter shots.
That's right from Instagram. Glitter.
They poof into glitter.
Oh,
They turn into unicorns.
Oh. All right. Well, props out to Microsoft for having our game in the Microsoft Store and being big wussies like Apple. And yes, we are filing an appeal with Apple saying that we think that something that's historically accurate actually shows how fish were caught and people lived is not damaging our nation's youth.
And I'm really good. Laugh hard when you get a reply that just says, this game cannot have pornography, whatever. It's going to be like that reply forever. It's just going to be like copy and paste.
This is a good idea that Jason said we want to get money for the auction, grab a couple items at WrestleMania to auction out.
Until they grab you, security. Like, what are you doing stealing all these people's shit? Give it back.
I'll be all right.
Get tackled. You got your jacket full. Things are falling as you walk down the hallway.
It'll be fine. Those people only act like they can fight. Except the big giant guys. I mean, even if they can't fight very well, they're giant.
Yeah,
But I could like slide under them. Because they look really muscle bound. By the time they bend over, I'm gone.
no trail of people's stuff behind you. They'll be able to find you just by following the trail of stolen items. They'll like lead to a closet door. Nobody's in here.
During that time, Rhonda came back, I don't know, from some judo thing, and big Rhonda, she like took her pants off first thing in the door, and then upstairs a little later, she dropped her judo gi, and then she dropped her belt. And Jennifer comes in and she says, is this like Hansel and Gretel? Is she worried she won't be able to find her way back to the door? That won't be me. No. I will get a bag like Santa Claus, really small. So I've got all my WrestleMania cotton gear, and they say, you know, what's in there? I'll just say, I'm an elf. Most people like that bright. I can live.
Oh my God.
Maria never hangs out with me at things. I don't know why. I'm like really fun. Yeah. So let me know if you want to have a treat up with me. Maria's not hanging out with me.
Yeah, I may be raising money to get her out of jail.
I was with you the
Aunt
whole
Maria's
time.
bail fund. I'm not going in that closet with you. You can go and hide from them.
You can auction off the WrestleMania things for real. Yeah. So this is what we do when we're not working.
And yelling at Apple.
Hey, Bruce, you're supposed to be at the dentist.
It's getting really weird. He's watching this from the dentist's office today, number one. And two, you have everyone's schedule.
All right, well, Maria missed me. So.
Hey, Gary, you're supposed to be at the doctor.
No, Gary's supposed to be working.
Hey, Tara, aren't you supposed to be getting your car fixed?
No, Tara's at work until 4:30 for another 16 minutes. It's true. She went to Instagram Live with me when I was at Spirit Lake, but
I
don't
wonder
listen to
why.
Alrighty, so yeah, check out Fish Lake. Damn the man, tell those people in Apple, let us be banned because we are hunting and fishing our game because people actually hunt and fish. And besides, I got a bunch of vegans or what? I mean, they eat meat, right?
I'm vegetarian and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, there you go. You wear leather shoes. Well, those shoes aren't leather, but you probably own leather shoes.
Actually, they're leather.
I own shoes made from fish.
They're leather and they have sheep in them.
Ooh, that's very sad. Sheep type of sheep. All right. See you later. Yeah, if you're in New York, we'll see you there. I will be in Texas at the end of April, so we're going to meet up in Texas, talk about educational games. And I will also be in Melbourne in May. So if you're in Australia, yeah, Jagadish, damn the man, damn Apple. I'm that. Hey, Lanny, you missed out on everything, but you'll have to watch it from the beginning, and then also I'll tell you about New York. So that's it.
The end.
The end. Good Fish Lake.